the feeling of a sea breeze, right in the morning or after you've had even if you had a great watch that you're coming off or a rubbish watch, you just walk out and the breezeway, you just get hit with that sea breeze and the sun out on the sea, and it recharges your batteries.
Welcome to this special series of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. In these short episodes, we're exploring two big questions. What do careers actually look like in the Royal Canadian Navy? And how has the Navy set up these men and women who serve our nation for success after leaving their career in the Navy? And to get these answers, we're joined by the crew members of the HMCS St. John's Halifax, who are going to talk about their own experiences and their own careers. And we're also going to talk to the men and women who serve these boats on shore to ensure they have all the support they need as they travel the world. It's like being on the ship while you're in your home. So without further delay, we bring you this special episode of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. Welcome back to the Sea of Opportunities podcast. I'm with Sailor First Class Langsford, who works on board the HMCS St. John's. We've been interviewing the crew of the boat to try and get a capture of all the kind of roles and opportunities that exist for people who want to work in the Navy. And we were just catching up for a moment before we went on the air. And this gentleman has been in the Navy for 5 years now and has made a decision. Sir, you were just telling me how long you signed up for. It's 2025. When have you signed up for to be in the Navy until?
2046.
You've made a 21-year commitment to stay in the Navy from today.
Yes, I have.
That is no small feat. What brought you to the Navy? Why did you choose this life?
I've always appreciated a more structured approach to items. I was previously in healthcare. I worked healthcare during COVID, and that was it was a time. And as that was happening, I longed for a more structured approach. I've also been very IT savvy my whole life. All that made me realize it was time for a change. So I talked to what is now my wife, just my girlfriend at the time, and I said, I think I'm going to join the Navy. And she goes, yeah, we could totally talk about that. And but 20 minutes later, I said, hey, I got my application. And she went, what?
Caught her off guard there.
A little bit, yeah.
It's a bit of a tough lifestyle for her, isn't it?
It is and it isn't. She does appreciate the structure, though it helps us. Because again, I mentioned coming from healthcare, it was regularly like, oh, hey, I picked up shift, got to go. Or hey, I'm on the night's rotation. Because at least when we're gearing up for sailing or we're alongside, it can be an 8 to 4 day. There's the odd 8 to 5, but I'm always home for dinner. I'm home most weekends. We actually get that nice family life that we've been wanting. Like I go away for a while. She just sees that as her time just to enjoy, Brianna time with the pets. So
obviously no kids at home then?
No, not yet.
Because that's the stress of what we've talked to many sailors, and I've talked to a lot of soldiers over the last couple of years, and that is stressful. That somebody has to manage the commander of the home front, right?
Oh, absolutely. Even when I'm home, she's still the commander of the home front.
That's probably easier. So talk to me about a day for you. What does it look like? What do you do in an average day? And I haven't met anybody on board that doesn't have another job. So you're in NavCom, but do you do other things that you're trained for other things, or you've got responsibilities in other areas as well?
I've got probably one of the best secondary duties on board. I'm one of the ship's librarians.
Ship's librarians?
Yes, I worked in liaison with our the logistics chief and another naval communicator. Because as soon as I told him about the job, he was like, I want in on that too, because we're both avid bibliophiles. Yeah, no, we helped build up some of the ship's library for the deployment. We helped make arrangements for some new bookshelves. We pulled all the messes about, hey, who wants some new books? It's probably one of the best secondary duties. I also have a couple other ones. I help coordinate force tests for the operations department. So people can come to me, I can just help get them booked in for their annual force evaluation, which if you've done this podcast, I'm assuming you've probably talked about what that is before. Also, for a while, I was the information systems administrator on board, a master sailor's rank. Then we had a master posted in. So I've now gone to being the alternate or assistant ISA, where I help with the IT assets and other information systems, servers, whatnot, help making sure things like this work.
It's a significant IT operation on board.
Significantly, yes.
We had the pleasure of touring when I was in the Leaders at Sea program. We were able to go around the boat and see some things. There was one room we weren't allowed into. And then there was another room we were allowed into. When they turned about half the equipment off, then they let us come in and see. I come from an IT background. The amount of equipment and servers and technology on board is significant, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm impressed. We've chatted with everybody. We're doing this over a satellite connection while you're in the middle of North Atlantic. And one of the gentlemen mentioned yesterday that you're currently closer to the space station than you are to anywhere else, other than maybe the Azores. I thought that was kind of interesting. Just how really, really remote you are right now.
Oh yeah.
So that leads to the challenges of being constantly alert, because there's nobody coming to save you quickly, is there?
No.
You got to be ready for anything.
Oh yeah. Always prepared. Scouts Canada, certainly laid those seeds to me growing up, and now I'm just getting to really apply them every day in my working life.
So the role, so if I'm interested in joining the Navy, I'm thinking about signing up. What does a NavCom operator do on board?
So a naval communicator is somebody that the absolute bare bones I will tell anybody our job is, no matter what, we will get the information on board or we will get the information off the ship. Like, that is the absolute bare bones. If we have to go down to the physical medium of, using flag hoist or signal lighting to people to get that signal off, we'll do it. If we could do it a little more conveniently using some of the SATCOM, and, where we're not having to, actually spell out every sentence through flashing light or through flag hoist, that'd be preferable. But no matter what, we will get the signal on or off the ship. Our trade is a unique trade that we are very diverse in our skill set. So we'll work with high frequency and ultra high frequency for our communications. We'll do SATCOM communications. We work on all the IT items, such as our laptops, our servers. We'll also do ship-to-ship communications when we're traveling in consort. So we're the people operating the radios.
Jack of all trades. When's the last time you used flag signals?
Actually, we use flag signals quite regularly, even just
Really?
in passing. So the most common instance you'll see is when a ship is alongside. The most common flags you'll see a sideways triangular flag that is white with a black stripe going up the middle across. That's called the third substitute. We put that up whenever our commanding officer isn't on board. That's the most common you'll see. You'll also see if we have flag kilo, it is 4 squares of yellow, black, black and yellow. And that indicates that we're rotating equipment and radiating. So as a safety. So we'll actually still signal in a visual medium for safety purposes, or to tell people the guy you're looking for, he's not here today.
That's interesting. You wouldn't have thought that you'd still be using it. I know I've seen them coming alongside, and I've seen them ships putting up flags, pulling into port in Halifax as an example. There are specific signals for what you're doing. And it makes sense that that's the fastest way to still communicate something.
Oh, absolutely. Well, flag alpha is a solid red flag, and that is our indication that we're fueling or we're transferring things, which it's essentially the largest, brightest no smoking sign you've ever seen.
That's a very good way of putting it. And I do know there are a few cigarettes smoked on board, aren't there?
There's one or two.
There's one or two. We had some chefs and cooks on that were being interviewed to talk about their role on board too. Tell me, what's your favorite comfort food they create? I was impressed when I was on board how healthy the eating actually is. What's your favorite meal they make on board?
Honestly, my absolute favorite is sausage Tuscany. I think you'll hear that answer a lot when you ask anybody. It's just another dimension of fantastic.
We've had butter chicken has been raised. It's very popular, but people are impressed with the food. We've had a good conversation with many people about the amount of chocolate milk consumed on board a boat, which I've never seen anywhere else in society compared to a boat.
Oh,
a ship.
Between the chocolate milk and the peanut butter, those are hot commodities.
So last 2 questions for you. Well, I'll start with the first one is around if you had a message for someone thinking about a career in the Navy, what's one of the biggest benefits that you see that they can pursue as being part of the Navy?
There's so many good reasons to choose the Navy above all else, not just like out of the 3 elements. That's just my opinion, of course, or just generally as just a solid career choice. I mean, you get to do a unique time-honored experience while we may have explored most of the planet Earth already. Like, we're not going to have that, go discover the new Uncharted land. You still get that experience to know what our ancestors have gone through to, go do through different things. So that's definitely one of them. And it's just the feeling of a sea breeze, right in the morning or after you've had, even if you had a great watch that you're coming off or a rubbish watch, you just walk out into the breezeway, you just get hit with that sea breeze and the sun out on the sea. And it's just, it recharges your batteries. It's like that scene from that last Superman movie where he goes up above the clouds, the sun just hits him, and he's just like, it's that big look on his face. And that's all I could picture every time. It's one of those things that keeps you going.
That's an amazing answer. Anybody you want to say hello to back home or deliver a message to before we sign off?
Of course, just want to always say, to my fantastic wife, Brianna, I love you. Be home soon. Thank you for supporting me on this. Mom and Dad, thank you for the support as well. Thank you for encouraging me on this path. And of course, thank you for enduring 800 million text messages of, oh God, I'm panicking. I need this done. I need to do this. What's going on? And always doing the whole breathe.
That's awesome. We appreciate the message. On behalf of the whole crew we work with and Canadians in general, thank you for your service to the nation. You're off on a mission here to show Canada's role in the world too. So it's a unique opportunity. So we thank you for that. Thank you for your service, and we wish you fair winds and following seas and a safe journey home in December.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your support, and we appreciate everything you guys do back home.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for listening to this special episode of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. If you like this episode, I hope you leave a review for us as it helps more people to discover the show. If you're interested in a career in the Navy, you can click on the link in the show notes to learn all about the Naval Experience Program. Thanks for learning with us.